HEB is proud to present The Path, the 2018 football season insider show. No store does more than HEB. 20, and they will not catch him today. Brian London shoots through and drills loose the football at the 20-yard line. Drove home by Davis at the 19, and the Bobcats have the big play. For Hayes, he's got the catch inside the 5. Towards the goal, that is the end. He's got it.
I think we've had a really good summer starting on June the 4th. We've really grown, I think, as a football team this offseason. And since August 3rd, I guess, I think it's 21 practices now and like 19 walkthroughs. And ready to get started with game week. Started that this morning. We're excited. We're excited to get into the game week mode. I think Willie's grown from really from January to this point today as not only a football player but as a person. He's taken some steps to where our football team really trusts him in that leadership role. I think the more game reps that he has, the more that confidence will come out. The one thing you can't do, he's really talented. He has a lot of physical skills. For a quarterback that has confidence and a lot of physical skills, you can't say I'm going to win the game by myself. And that's what we can't have out of Willie. And that'll be the confidence he has to have in his other teammates to help him make plays. And if we can get that done with Willie and the rest of that offense this early part of the season, I think you'll see the confidence in him grow as the season goes on. I'm really excited the fact that Willie's a sophomore with a lot of talent, with a tremendous upside, and then have two quarterbacks behind him with that same upside. I think we'll always be in a battle at quarterback, which is good. I think iron sharpens iron. So I think every day Willie goes to work, he knows there's a guy behind him nipping at his heels. And the same thing for the second guy and the third guy. They know somebody's nipping at their heels. So it really helps to have youth and Willie's situation, a little bit of experience, not a lot, but a little bit, and to grow those guys. And the problems that we may have a year from now may be really good problems. And I hope we have those problems. It's been a great camp. I think we've gotten better at receiver because of that competition. There's a number of guys, there's some guys that have gotten nicked up doing camp that have said, I got to hurry up and get back or I'm going to lose my spot, which that's what you want. It's been the same thing a little bit in the secondary this camp. It's been the same thing in the offensive line this camp. So we've had more competition this training camp than any point in time since I've been here. And to me, when you start building competition, that means your team has a chance to improve and get better in practice. No doubt about the daily practices and the competition level at practice. No doubt about just the focus in meetings. The two previous camps, there's always been something to set us back with off the field something. Just because of guys being, not bought into what we need to be bought in. We didn't have that at all this camp. We probably grew closer this camp than maybe any camp I've ever been a part of. It's been a lot of fun to be around these guys this camp.
At any school?
At any school, no question. We've changed our format of how we practice. We're practicing in the AM, so it's new for everybody. This is the first time as a coach, other than the NFL, that I've ever practiced in the morning. So this is new for me as well as it is for our players. And I really like it. I really, really like it. And I think our players are going to like it. So we've got to adapt to that schedule a little bit. Hopefully we've done that during camp a little bit. It's been able to help us. But for the first 2 years, we would, on Tuesday and Wednesday, we would lose about 20% of our football team because they had to go to class. They had night classes. They had afternoon classes. We'd have guys shuffling back and forth coming from class and going to class on Tuesday and Thursday, your biggest work days of the week. So we'd have offensive linemen that would get one full practice during the week. That's not very good for a football team. So what we did the last 2 springs was to try it out in the spring, do it in the morning and see how we liked it. One, the retention level, football-wise, getting them up in the morning, going straight to football, boy, was unbelievable in the spring. So we said, you know what, we've done it 2 springs, let's do it in the fall. Now we've got all our classes from like 11 o'clock on in the afternoon. So our guys, we're done at 10 o'clock. We're done at 10 o'clock in the morning most mornings, 10:20 at the latest. So our guys can go be normal student athletes. And I wanted them to go be normal student athletes on campus. I think that was probably number 2. Go be normal student athlete on campus. Go to class. Go eat on the yard a little bit with the normal students and all that, and then come back over here for dinner and eat and visit with their coaches and go to study hall and those type things. So I think it makes for an easier transition. It's so hard as a young student athlete to go to class and go sit in classes with some of the top students in the country, you know, in your classes. And then come over here at 2:30, and oh, by the way, I got to go 2.5 hours out there. We had guys coming in here, their knees would be wobbling at 2:30 because they've been in class all day. So we get them early, and hopefully they're ready to go academically after they leave us.
I'm Brett Ramsey. I've worked at H-E-B for over 40 years. Here, our team developed the Cody brand. These are coolers and tumblers that really stack up against other high-performance brands. They're as tough as Texas and perfect for all the things we love. And made with the highest quality at the best price, or we wouldn't put the H-E-B name on it. So enjoy keeping it cold without getting burned by the price. This is the Cody department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
When you're ready for a car that's kayak-friendly, or you're just ready for a downsize, we approve. UFCU, with rates that challenge the big guys and people who understand your journey. We have auto loans for whatever life you want to live. Apply today at ufcu.org/myauto.
Hear that? That's 50,000 Texans. That's how many of us pick Texas Oncology every year. Every one of us has a story just like mine, about being so much more than just a patient. So start your story with Texas Oncology and see why they're my team.
This will be my, I think, 4th time playing Rutgers. And I told our team I'm 3-0 against them. North Carolina and Texas. 2 times at, actually, I'm sorry, 3 times at North Carolina. 3 times at North Carolina. Chris Ash took my place at Ohio State. When I left to go be the head coach of James Madison, Chris came in. I know Chris, well. Chris hired Zach Core away from me when I was taking this job. to be the running back coach at Rutgers. He also hired Drew Maringer, who Drew is now at Texas, away from me when he got the job at Rutgers. I know Chris is a defensive guy. I know they're going to be their talent level right now in the secondary is really good. He's done a really good job in the secondary. They have some depth issues up front in the defensive line. They're going to be big and physical in the offensive line. They're going to use a lot of what we call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receiver sets. They'll be not as much of a spread like we are. They're going to be a little bit more conventional, try to run the ball. With a young quarterback, you have to take care of that young quarterback by being able to run the football. So I'm sure they're going to be, we expect run, play, action, pass to take shots down the field, that kind of stuff with a young quarterback. But try to protect him. Obviously, they think a lot of the freshman to name him the starter at a Power 5 Big Ten school. Anytime you're playing a team that's going to motion and shift a bunch, you have to be really simple on defense and understanding people that motion and shift are usually doing that to win the dress about 4 or 5 plays. Okay, and again, I know this having worked with coaches that shift and motion a whole lot in the NFL and in college football is there's usually window dressing to run 4 or 5 plays. Have 4 or 5 run plays and maybe 3 or 4 play action passes off of that. So for us, what we've got to do is not be simple. I always say defensively, you got to stare all the motions and shifts down. You can't be running back and forth with the motions and shifts because you'll forget about what you're supposed to do. So we got to be really simple on defense, I think, and line up and be sound, protect the edges of our defense, leverage the football and tackle well, and not give up home run balls. That's really it. Don't give up the big plays, leverage your defense, and tackle well. You do those 3 things on defense against a power run team, you got a chance. I just got off the Sun Belt Conference call. I told those guys, I said, this is a great opportunity for us to go play against somebody else. The way I look at this game is we want to go win. We want to go beat a Big Ten school. We love to go. Our first goal on our deal is win opener. Okay, we love to go win the opener. My goal is to find out a lot more about our team next Saturday at 11 a.m. And hopefully by 2:30 or so, 3 o'clock, we know a little bit more about we're healthy, and we know a lot more about our football team as we move closer to our conference schedule. So that, to me, is the most important thing. I'm excited just to go watch our team play. Really am. It's as good a feeling on a Monday of game week as I've had since I've been here.
Show off your tailgating skills and team pride, and you could win a $100 H-E-B gift card and bragging rights. To participate, all you have to do is show your team spirit by decking out your tailgate site and displaying H-E-B products in a creative way.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
We come from many different places to the green hills of Texas. We bring our dreams, our ambitions, and a desire to do more. We put in the work every day because winning takes preparation, teamwork, and leadership. Our sweetest victories are in developing new technologies, solving problems, honing our talents, and sharing what we learn. At Texas State University, winning is making our tomorrow better than today.
Texas State offense has a chance to be an exciting one in 2018. There's playmakers at wide receiver and veterans Tyler Watson and Mason Hayes. Up-and-comers such as T.J. Bedford. A strong stable of running backs in the backfield. A veteran offensive line anchored by two-time All-Conference honoree Aaron Brewer. And a young dual-threat quarterback ready to make a name for himself in Willie Jones. But the man responsible for making it all come together is offensive coordinator Zach Core.
How do you make a tissue dance?
Give it a little boogie.
Put a little boogie in it.
Oh.
Hey, I can go back to my website. Yeah, go back to the website, please.
No. So, start of the game week. I want to hit on these things one more time. All right, we know what the standard is in this room, correct? Always. We always talk about being the best. Everything we can, anything in our lives, school, in the meetings, on the field, right? So what do we have today? What starts today? School. So what's number one? Best GPA. We were this close in the spring. We're the best mentally prepared. That starts today for the game week. This is no question. This isn't most physical unit on the team. What is that? In the country. That's what we're going to take pride in. All right, and then we're going to be the hardest working. We're going to have the most juice and energy. That's what we bring. We're the drum majors, right? When we go on the field, we set the tone. We want to be an up-tempo offense. We say we're a spread, up-tempo, pro-style offense, which means we're going to spread the field formationally, and we're going to have pro concepts and pro technique that we teach our players. And the up-tempo part is huge. It makes defenses, what we say, vanilla. You know, they have one or two calls they can get into. They're not very diverse in their scheme. They're not very exotic, so we don't have to worry about much. There's times that tempo can hurt you. If you don't get first downs, it can put the defense right back out there. And you know, if you don't get some juice rolling, you might get in a little bit of a lull. But it can, when it gets rolling, it can be deadly. It can put defenses on their heels. It can get them tired, and it can give us energy and momentum. And this is a momentum sport.
Here we go. Here we go. On the hot, baby. Have some juice. All right, Haydell.
32.
Haydell, you're only 40 pounds away from being a tight end, dude. 40 pounds away. Race, go! Attack! Sit down! Good, match the width. Good. Here we go, next two. Here we go. AT, go out to the corner. Here we go. Race, go! Attack! Sit down! Force him outside. Hey. Let me see you strike and move your feet, dude. Right now, I'm losing. Just the fact we're head up, because this first step can go where? Right, in pass pro now, I'm kind of reacting, right? So I gotta make sure I cover up that inside ear just enough so he does step. Now we're even. Let's go! Attack, sit down. Force him outside rush, good. Now hey, make sure we get enough width that we're not shortening the what? The edge, right? So make sure I'm covering enough so I'm not just turning my hips and dropping my outside foot and I shorten the edge to the quarterback. Let's go! Attack, sit down. Ooh! Hey, be careful, crossover run, right? Hey, don't be too loose inside LD where your first step's here. And now what did I just do? Short edge, right? Here we go, go LD. Race, go! Inside foot, sit down. Match, good. Good foot, good feet, good footwork.
I don't think it's that big of a difference in title, responsibility, anything like that. With Parker leaving and Brett coming in, there's not much change. I think it's going to be delegated the same way with how we do things. And with Brett and I being together at JMU before, and he was here before I was, I don't think much is going to change. The operations can go smoothly. So I want to say there's just this huge difference between being co-offense coordinator and calling plays and offense coordinator calling plays. So, and I think it helps with the players. 2 years in a row in a system doesn't exist really that much more in college football. Coordinators move a lot, coaches move a lot. And I think it helps the players a lot to have just the familiarity with what they're doing and why they're doing it.
Lateral lead, drive the other foot, try to fight to get square. So when I go through this thing, I'm not turned. I want to go square, use my offhand weapon, drop, pop, eyes in the sky. Here we go. Race, go. Square up. There it is. Good. I want this thing, boom, square on. So this bag's going like this. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, that's his leg. That's his leg going up. Lift up, let's go. Race, go. Good, there you go, good, just like that, LD. Here we go with the top, let's go other side, here we go.
Hey Bobcats, make sure to show your love and follow the Bobcats on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and their YouTube channel.
We come from many different places to the green hills of Texas. We bring our dreams, our ambitions, and a desire to do more. We put in the work every day because winning takes preparation, teamwork, and leadership. Our sweetest victories are in developing new technologies, solving problems, honing our talents, and sharing what we learn. At Texas State University, winning is making our tomorrow better than today.
Earlier this year, the Sun Belt Conference announced a contract extension with ESPN. With that comes on-campus production of live sporting events on ESPN+, including right here at Texas State. That means wherever you are and wherever the Bobcats are playing, you can sit back, relax, and catch the Cats in action.
This past March, the Sun Belt Conference announced an 8-year exclusive agreement with ESPN, which gives them exclusive rights to all of our athletic events, which means we're going to have an ESPN platform for most of our sports moving forward. And this football season, all 6 of our home football games are going to be on some type of either television or digital platform with ESPN. It gives you that national exposure that you crave. You know, people are going to be able to watch us, you know, really wherever they are. You know, they can do it on their television, they can do it on their iPads, they can do it from their phones. It's really convenient. And then just the amount of people that you can reach, you know, working with a group like ESPN, you know, your market's almost unlimited. One of the unique things we've done is part of the new construction of the University Event Center. We have our own production studio that we're building into the event center, which is going to help us produce all our own events with the hopes of, you know, this year we're doing all of our football games. We're also doing a select number of men's and women's games. A couple years from now, that number is going to increase. You know, we expect to be doing almost all of our athletic events on some type of ESPN platform. And it's been really good for us, but we've also been fortunate to have great partnerships with some of our local companies here. We're working with KXAN, the NBC affiliate out of Austin, to broadcast our football games as well on one of their platforms, KNVA. So we're going to have 4 of our games televised locally through them and produced by them. So, you know, that's a great opportunity for us as well. So we've got a nice collaboration between having some great local programming with KNVA and also having the ability to have this national exposure with ESPN. We need to get our voice out. We need to get our message out. We need to get our brand out to as many people as possible, and to continue to dip into the Austin market and have a footprint there is really important for us. And having a great partner like KXAN really helps with that.
The new TV coverage is one of just many new additions here at Texas State. As for this year's coverage, 4 games will be produced locally by KNVA, another game by ESPNU, and the other by the athletic department, with 11 games available online for ESPN and ESPN Plus subscribers. As for the Saturday season opener against Rutgers, that can be seen on the Big Ten Network. We'll be right back with more of The Path, Texas State football.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Welcome back to The Path, Texas State football. Game week has finally returned as the Bobcats kick off the 2018 season this Saturday on the road at Rutgers out of the Big Ten Conference. For more insight on the program, we are now joined by Chris Carlin from the Rutgers IMG Sports Network. Chris, thanks for joining us. This is now year 3 for Chris Ash as head coach. Talk to us about the program that he has built there at Rutgers, and what are the expectations for the team going into the 2018 season?
You know, I would describe it as a very solid foundation through the first 2 years. You know, we've seen Rutgers have success throughout most of last decade, and I think it's similar to how that was built. I think that you're seeing a lot of the benefits of the Big Ten, even without getting a full Big Ten share yet. Certainly kids are excited to play in the Big Ten when they're being recruited. That's part of it. And I think the other thing, too, is, you're just seeing a really good developmental system be put into place. And I think you saw the benefits of that when you went from 2 wins to 4 wins last year. And now the expectations are pretty simple, and that's to get to the postseason this year.
Chris, let's start talking personnel, and we'll start with the offense. Art Sitkowski, a true freshman, has been named the starting quarterback for Rutgers going into the season opener, a highly recruited player who's looking to spark an offense that really struggled to score points a season ago. What have been your early impressions of Sitkowski?
He looks the part. John McNulty is the offensive coordinator. He was a decade ago as well, and just came back. He spent some time in the NFL as position coach the last several years. And John loves a pro-style offense, and Art is a pro-style quarterback. He looks that way. He's big. He's got a big arm. He's got a pocket presence to him. He can move around if he needs to. But hey, he's also still a true freshman, and you're going to have your bumpy times with a true freshman in terms of decision making. So I think that Art is a guy with a very bright future, and I think they felt like if we're going to get it going, let's get it going and see what he can do.
Let's now shift to the other side of the football, the defense, where there are a lot of playmakers in place for Rutgers, to include 2 of the top tacklers in the Big Ten from a year ago, Deontay Roberts and Trevor Morris. How would you describe the style of defense that we'll see on Saturday line up against the Texas State offense?
I think attacking more than anything. I think the fact that Rutgers has a very strong, very experienced secondary, especially at the corner positions, with 2 guys who have started for 3 years and are now seniors in Blesson Austin and Isaiah Wharton, that really frees them up to do some other things, to blitz a little bit more, to try to take some chances a little bit more in some spots where maybe they wouldn't have before. And I think that you're going to see a very aggressive defense. That's what they've been preaching, and they've been preaching the fundamentals, because I think as we see all over, college football, the issues that are popping up, fundamental in tackling, that's very much been a focal point through training camp.
As for Saturday's game, Texas State comes in as the underdog, Rutgers as the favorite. Chris, what's your take on the matchup, and what will Rutgers need to do in order to avoid the upset?
I think they have to be fundamentally sound. I think they have to run the football. That's something that John McNulty wants to do with his offense. And I think you have to just avoid the mistakes. I think you look at Texas State, and they are not. Rutgers is not lost on the many players, talented players that Texas State has. And I think for more than anything, they just have to make sure that they kind of take care of themselves here, no matter who they're playing in the first few games, and not give anybody any gifts along the way. If that's the case, I think they'll be okay.
Thanks, Chris, and that'll do it for this week's show. Be sure to tune in next week for a recap of the game and a look ahead of the Bobcats' home opener against Texas Southern. Until then, I'm Brian Freeman, reminding you to trust the path. We'll see you next time.
HEB is proud to present The Path, the 2018 football season insider show. No store does more than HEB.